Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hivehound. And today we have a very special replay from Captain Knievel, playing the Tier 6 German cruiser, the Shores. I don't know if this is a Tier 6 damage record, but it's pretty bloody close. That's for sure. Many of you who watch the streams, you might know Knievel. He joins us on a Friday usually, and he's normally in the chat Monday and on the enemy team because he does really enjoy his stream sniping. So we're in Atlantic on Capture the Base. I don't know if you've noticed any difference in the video quality than normal. Let me know, because I'll be doing using a different editor and fiddling about with color correction and stuff, and thought it looked a bit sharper and a bit crisper. So some feedback on that would be nice. So I need to know whether I need to go back to my old software or carry on with the new software. So anyway, we're about to get into the action. Right, okay, so Captain Knievel, like I said, he's in the Shores. I'll get him, I'll ask him very nicely when he posts in the comment section his commander's build, etc. for this, so we can find out exactly how he managed to pull this off. But Knievel's a good guy. I'm pretty sure he will let us all know. I'm sure is it Kedrov, or is he the battleship commander? I get confused with the Russians. They're the only ones I really struggle with their names. So he is reversing back, but it's because he's got ridiculous range. I think he's just shy of 20 kilometers on the Tier 7. So what's he on this? We were looking then, he's like 19 kilometers pretty much with the Shores as well, I think. So the idea of these Russian cruisers is they are definitely long-range fire starters. Their armor, alright, they can take hits from other cruisers, but you don't want to get hit by any battleships. So you definitely want to be in the second line, and that's what Knievel is setting himself up to do now. As you can see, he's got a couple of ships between him and the enemies, and that's the position you want to be. You don't want to be up in the front in a Russian cruiser, because you're going to get focused, because you're going to annoy the crap out of everyone, but you're going to definitely want to have the enemies not shooting at you. You want their focus completely elsewhere. And so we're starting to, as he starts to fire on the Bajorny, but the Bajorny started to move off because, well, someone tried shooting at him. He's a Russian cruiser. You don't want to get shot at. So he is out of there, and he's looking for his next target. So the Bayern's in range. Look at that. What's that? 17.8 kilometers. That is absolutely ridiculous. And look at the shell grouping. This is... He's definitely showing off the capabilities of the Russian cruisers, and being a good teammate. As soon as that mass was spotted, he was like pinging the map frantically. There's a mass there. Shoot it, kill it with fire. The mass has ducked in behind an island, so he's back to trying to set some fires on the enemy Bayern. And there we go. Second hit. I'll salvo the hit. Got a fire going. I think he's going to try and get a second salvo off as well. Second salvo off. A second fire off. Jesus Christ, Hound. Pay attention, man. And a 7.5 second reload time. Come on, burn that sucker down. So obviously this is cruiser gameplay. You're not going to be seeing any huge, massive deletion hits, because, well, that only ever happens in the world of battleships, doesn't it? But this is going to be death by 1,000 cuts for sure for the enemy team. And he's not spotted, so he's not moving. He's just sitting there, quite happy. And now he gets spotted by a plane. So are we going to see? Yeah. See, first thing he does, as soon as he's spotted by the plane, to do that, ding, straight away, trying to move position. And he's unspotted, so he's slowing down, but he's keeping his boat rolling, just in case someone was looking over you and is trying to shoot him from his last known position, or from the trails of his guns. So it looks like the Nelson took a couple of hits on a fire, and now it's time to switch to the Nagato. And once again, he's detected and throws it straight into reverse, because he said you never want to be caught sitting still. I apologise, this does seem like a really boring gameplay so far, but it will get much, much better. Trust me. I'm probably going to give it away in the title. I'm not going to give it away in the title, and I think this is going to be a damage record, so that'll probably be in the title. I think it's definitely a damage record for a Russian cruiser, a Russian tier 6 cruiser. It's absolutely ridiculous. So he's spotted, and as you can see, he's just edging himself back and forth, just trying to make himself a bit of a tricky target, so no one fights. No one tries shooting at him. And there we go. That's 40,000 damage in the first 5 minutes of the game. Really not very impressive, I know, but trust me, it gets better. As you can see, his entire team have been pretty much hiding behind the islands as he takes another salvo at that mass that popped up earlier, and a decent hit. The mass is turning to run away, and is Knievel gonna successfully predict where he's going? And he does. Scores another hit, takes out his guns, and is that a fire as well on the mass? It looks like it was. He's losing health, that's for sure. 42,000 damage. Come on, Knievel, give us something to get excited about. Alright, a kill. It's a kill. We'll take that. That is better than nothing, that's for sure. And as you can see, one of his battleships has really pushed out and is completely surrounded by battleships. So this is where Knievel puts his big boy pants on and starts getting in there, trying to cause some damage, trying to save his fellow teammates, because without your teammates, you're probably going to die. So it's something you want to, something you definitely want to pay attention to. So he hits the Colorado, no fires, but switches back to the Scharnhorst. The turret traverse is pretty slow on these ships, but Knievel's trying to manage it as best as he can. And Colorado seems to be low rolling, and again, still no fires, only 51,000 damage. 7 minutes into the game, so almost half the game has passed, and so far I think all Knievel's done, well, he killed the mass, and he's been able to irritate the hell out of the enemy team while sitting there broadside to a Scharnhorst. Being a bit brave there, Knievel. That's right, Knievel. Yep, get her motor in, get her angled, get her out of there, because that is definitely not a situation you want to be in. But notice now, see, 70,000 damage. That last 20,000 ticked up really quickly. It's because he's actually starting to get those fires that he was looking for on the ships, and the more fires, multiple ships, the quicker that damage is going to build up. Notice he's not really paid massive attention to that Nelson, because it's a Nelson. A Nelson has to be killed in like one attempt, because if that thing gets away and gets to use their heel, they're just gonna reprint themselves a ship multiple times over. So a fire on the Colorado instantly puts it out and slows down. So Knievel's just gonna focus in, sit there. He's come to a dead stop, and he's gonna try and get that second, well, I say second fire, a fire going back again on the Colorado, and there we go. There's the fire on the Colorado, and for all intents and purposes, Colorado is now dead. Knievel, save your shots. Waste them on the wasted. And that is kill number 2. And slowly this game is starting to turn around. And 92,000 damage. Almost didn't see where that came from. So that's 2 fires on the Nelson that he just took a shot at. And straight away another 2 fires on the Nagato. And there we go, 104,000, 105,000. It's just going to continue to tick up at a pretty rapid rate. So they've got 3 ships left. The Nagato, the Nelson, and to be honest with you, not 100% sure what the cruiser is. We haven't seen him for a while. Last he was spotted, he was heading out the back of the enemy cap, bravely running away. And Confederate and high caliber medal picked up as we hit 125,000, 127, 128,000. We'll just call it 130 for good measure. And there we go. There it is. 130,000 damage. Now, as you can see by the looks of it, the Wither Award. There we go. That's nice to add to the collection of medals so far in this game. As you see, look at that Nelson's health going back up. That is the power of the heal of the Nelson. So, Knievel, okay, the Nelson's just disappeared, and it's now a 2v2 situation. We've got the Nagato and the Nelson versus Knievel in the shoals. And I believe it's the Jarvis that's still left alive on his team. So, taking advantage of using the island to shoot at the Nagato whilst the Nagato can't shoot back, scores another fire. How many fires is that now? Is that 15? 15 fires so far, and 155,000 damage. 160,000 damage. And Nagato again puts the fire out and has left Knievel wanting more. 163,000, and he's just been spotted, but hasn't spotted the Nelson, which is strange. It's a bit bizarre. So come on, Knievel, you can do it. There we go. So he's decided that that Nagato is just being too much of a pain, and he's just going to look to start setting some more fires on the Nelson. And as you can see, it takes ages to get those back turrets around, but Knievel is using his turning radius, trying to get the island between him and the Nelson whilst swinging those rear guns down. Slows down, look, he's in the perfect position, out of direct line of sight, but he is spotted by a plane, which is bad news for Knievel because the Nelson will still fire at him. The Nagato's been very careful, staying out of Knievel's firing angles there. The Nelson, the fire starter, being burnt down by shores. Anyone else appreciate the irony in that? I'm sure Dan will. Dan is a massive fan of the Nelson, as Knievel takes a nasty hit from the Nelson there. But it looks like he's putting himself. And look, the Nelson healing up again. This is why you have to kill the Nelson in one go. Like, cruiser against the Nelson is not really another ideal situation to be in, because unless you can dish out that damage quick enough, the Nelson is just going to heal it all back. And this is the second time he's now done that. And look, out of nowhere, 210,000 damage in a tier 6 cruiser. Granted, most of that's thanks to the Nelson. I think about 100,000 damage has come from the Nelson on its own so far, as Knievel fires up his radar so he can still see the Nelson, still get those shots off. And there it is, the Nelson's burning, but he's out of RV range, out of the doesn't matter, the destroyer smoke is gone. It's a British destroyer, it's a Jarvis, it lasts about 4 seconds. And Waiting for the "that's what she says" comment coming up in that's what she said comment coming up in the chat below. And there we go. Nagato's on fire. He's probably going to put it out. No, he's not putting it out. What's wrong with him? There we go. Kill number 4. 232,000 damage done. And what's going on with the Nelson's health bar? Jesus Christ! He's only gone and done it again. He's clearly got Madden on there, so he's got the third heal. He sets 2 fires on Knievel with one salvo, and leaves Knievel with just 800 hit points. And well, there we go, 240,000 damage. As Knievel's just desperate to get those fires back on there. Now, I'm not too sure exactly where the Nelson's guns are pointing, but it looks like the destroyer has picked up the attention of the Nelson commander, which is good news for Knievel, because now his guns aren't pointing this way, and he's given us the ability to get another 2 fires, and the battle ends. And that is Captain Knievel in the Tier 6 shores, dealing 256,000 damage with a Confederate Witherer and High Caliber award. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, until next time, take care.